Hey everyone, Margarita here. I want to talk in this video real quick about the organized group of individuals who have been harassing me, stalking me, setting me up for failure, infiltrating my life, causing problems in my life, committing crimes against me, causing chaos and destruction long term. There's many words for what's been going on here. And at the root is my deranged mother, and at the level below her, because there's a top tier level of individuals and then at least one or two more tiers of individuals involved, possibly more. What I do know is this is an organized group of individuals. A handful of them have a significant amount of power within the community, and many of these people are city officials and or police officers. And this has been going on for over 20 years at this point, so long term. And what it is there's been an exchange of money with some of these individuals. Some of them with promises of payment in the future. Some have just taken bribes in general. Some do it for free, believing they're operating to do something good because I'm just this terrible person, and they're doing their job and they're doing something they're supposed to be. Now, the ones doing that, those are like several tiers down. The top tier level of individuals, there has been an exchange of money. The longer that this goes on, the more individuals and agencies become involved each step of the way. And along the way, as I've been building success and growing over the course of time, even though I've been wiped out 3 solid times down to nothing and have had to file Chapter 13 bankruptcy, even though that's all happened, I've still managed to rebuild each time. The only problem is now I'm permanently injured, permanently disabled for the rest of my life, and I'm self-made, self-built, and I can't start over from the bottom to rebuild in the manner in which I did all those other times. So there's a bigger problem with me building this round around, because we've done this numerous times now. These individuals are getting more cutthroat and more arrogant and more cocky, and with the level that I've built to and the amount of times I've rebuilt from nothing and still managed to jump each hurdle and then build even further ahead than I did the last several times. Each time I rebuild even further. So these people are getting, their panties are all in a bunch over what I've achieved, at the fact that they're over here destroying my life in the background. Then I managed to jump each hurdle. It's pissing them off even more. So then they take even bigger risks and commit even more crimes against me as a whole. And there's just so many of them involved at this point. And I really should just do a video where I name everybody, because I do have it all written down with extras given to other people who already know who these people and agencies are, just in case I don't make it out of this. Because I'm also walking a fine line between life and death at the same time all of this is going on, with our injuries, with the way we're forced to live, with what's all gone on. Our lives become endangered very, very fast. And especially with all these spills and flushes and wildfires and everything going on, that makes it even harder. You have to go. So, yeah, that just distracted me. But yeah, this group of individuals is very pissed off that I managed to jump each hurdle, that I know what's been going on all along, that I've been heavily putting this together for 7 years, that I got a professional involved 5.5 years ago to start documenting the crimes, because this is all just so absurd. And initially I didn't have every piece. I was coming out of the extreme part of the medical emergency with significant brain damage, could barely talk and string sentences together. But internally, I knew what I was thinking, and I knew what was going on around me and what I was uncovering and the memories that were returning that I didn't even know I lost. At the same time that was going on, I did begin to start to piece everything together. That's when I brought the professional in. And at the same time, because my mother was so arrogant herself and didn't realize that the lady was already brought in and involved, that she started telling on herself and having my dad dump off all types of proof at my house telling on herself. And then when she did find out the woman was involved, she started calling her directly. And I warned the lady in advance what was going to happen in the future when she found out that she existed. So she continued to tell on herself all of these years, all of this time. And here I was delivering the information of everything that was going to happen in advance of everything happening. So you wouldn't be able to call things in advance to the degree that I have if that's not all how she operates, if that's not all what's going on and you're aware of what's going on. You wouldn't be able to call everything I've called in advance. And it's not just that. I've also made police reports in advance regarding my dad's injury and all the crimes that were committed against him along the way since his injury, because now we've both been injured separately and have had a lot of crimes committed against us, and he can't even stand up. I was pretty incapacitated for some years, but at least I can stand and deliver the information where I am today. I might still live a modified life, but I can speak on my own behalf, and I can now deliver the information. That's why it took so long for me to make these videos. So regarding my dad's situation, I also made police reports in advance regarding his situation, and everything that I called in advance has all come to fruition. It has all now happened. So everything that's gone on, it's all provable. A lot of the stuff I'm talking about is provable on paper. There are direct documents that prove and back up everything I'm saying. If not more, it's more than just documents. There's video, there's witnesses, there's all different types of proof along the way. But this organized group of people, there has been more and more individuals added to the basket along the way. So I'm not sure how so many additional individuals got involved, because I'm pretty sure where they're getting the funds from has completely run dry at this point. If it hasn't, it's very close to, because I am aware of where the funds came from. I just haven't released that publicly yet. I'm waiting to see who's going to throw who under the bus and what's going to happen. And this information has been given to numerous sets of high-level officials, way higher than the people involved in the crimes, because my situation has tied in with other crimes that are already ongoing, separate from all of this. So this information has been forwarded to numerous people. I'm waiting to see who's going to discover what type of investigations are going to go down in the background, who's all going to get involved, who's going to throw who under the bus, what type of arguments are going to come out of this, or arrests on the sidelines, because like I said, there's tiers to this. And who wants to go to, do all of them want to go to prison for the rest of their life? No, somebody's going to want to tell before it gets to that point, because I do know who the majority of the people are. There is a solid 15 to 20 individuals involved regularly on a regular basis, or were at one point on a regular basis involved. There are several family members involved, and like I said, there's like 3 or 4 tiers. The bottom tier, so the furthest away from the top goose, which is my mother, the people at the bottom tier, I don't believe they were paid. I just believe she just pumped them up full of delusions. They believe everything she said. They operated on her behalf. But those people still participated in the crimes long term. I still have the proof. Because I do have documents as far as like 12, 13 years ago as well. So I'll get to some of that in the future. I am going to break everything down into its own set of videos, each person's set of crimes into their own videos. If there's just so much, it's got to be broken down that far for anybody to understand what I'm talking about. But those other individuals at the very last tier, yeah, I have quite a bit of proof on them as well. So it doesn't matter that they're not regularly involved. They still participated and caused extreme destruction in my life. And in the end, this has cost me millions of dollars. In the past 23 years, this has cost me over $3 million worth of losses, lost wages, losses in what I've been building, medical treatment out of pocket. The amount of loss I've suffered from is so extreme. Most people don't even make that much in their lifetime to lose that in a lifetime. And I'm only 41. So if that's what I lost between age 18 and 41, that's absurd, because I would have been a millionaire a long time ago. And I definitely shouldn't be under Chapter 13 bankruptcy. But the amount of individuals involved in all this, it's just so far out of control, because it involves 3 police departments. I can tell you that. It involves the Brownstown Police Department with Detective Mike Ramsey at the top. It involves the Romulus Police Department. I can't name anybody specific, but there is proof that they're involved because they also have not taken action. At the same time, these crimes are ongoing and they're provable. Then long-term is Flat Rock Police, where I live, and Sergeant Matthew Wilczynski is at the top of that list as well. There's other individuals and other agencies involved at the same time as all of this, but like I said, I'm going to have to break it all down into individual videos. Those are just some of the top individuals involved in all of this long-term. And some of the videos on the other things I'm talking about have already been released. The other individuals, other situations, other organizations, some of them have been released. And I'm just going to do it in order or in a best way that makes sense regarding what's actually going on in the current and anything going on around me. That's the manner in which I'm trying to release things. So if a matter becomes more urgent and it's directly present in my life, then I'm going to stop what I'm doing and I will address that situation, that agency, and that person. But what I'm trying to do is tell it in order, in chronological order from the time everything began. But it's really not going that way because there's just so much and I'm still living in so much chaos and there's just so many ongoing crimes. And at the root of everything, it's cost me everything I've ever worked for and my health and my life, because I should have never been in the building that caused the injuries that happened to my son and I. At the root is all of these ongoing decades of crimes, because I should have never been wiped out for that to be my position, to ever walk and step foot into that building that caused all of this. I was already 100% self-employed for some time and was never planning on working for somebody else ever again. And I have not received proper compensation and I never will. So the amount of loss just in that department alone, the amount of lost time, you can't get any of that back. I lost all of my 30s and now I'm into my early 40s and I've lost all of that time and I can't get any of that back. There's no amount of money that can compensate for what I've lost. On top of the couple restarts prior to that, those amounts of times that I lost, I was just very healthy during those first couple restarts. So all of this has spiraled into a giant mess. I am going to try to address it in order, but with the way things are going, I'm not sure. And this is all on a time limit. I need this to be exposed basically to the entire world and beyond. I need this exposed faster than not, because of all the conflict and chaos and the fallout of everything that's gone on because of all these crimes. Long-term and short-term, doesn't matter. What it's led to is the fact that I need all of this exposed and out in the public and out in the open, and arrests to be made sooner than later. Although I am pretty sure there are eyes on the situation at this point. And it could be more than one set of eyes, I'm pretty sure, just because there's so many individuals and departments involved. I do believe that that is the case, and there's numerous reasons that I believe that. But they haven't directly said anything to me, but I have other proof that points to that. So I'm not going to talk about how I know all of this because it is more than one avenue. I'm just going to leave it at that for the time being. So we'll see how this all goes in the future. And regardless, all of these people are going to go down, whether one of the tiers of people tells on the other sets of people, or whether the whole thing gets busted open by a larger agency. Either way, everybody's going down. So it doesn't matter that you're going to wait and try to get so-and-so to admit this, or get only one of these people thrown under the bus. It doesn't matter that that's what you're doing, because I already have all the names and the facts and all the proof. I have the majority of all this in my possession. So, it doesn't matter. You're all still going to prison. You guys are idiots. So to target somebody who's very sick, chronically sick, permanently injured, permanently disabled, and generating 100% of their own income for all of these years, and still managing to hold on to everything while all of this is going on and not receive any assistance or compensation from anybody is absolutely absurd. You people are fucking disgusting. I've never seen anything like this. This is the stuff they make the movies out of. I've never even seen a movie close to this. So I'm assuming in the very end, not only is this going to be a Lifetime movie, this is probably going to be a whole Netflix series. It's probably going to be numerous movies because of the long amounts of time these escapades have gone on and the amount of crimes and the amount of time overall, because it's been decades. I don't believe this could be like a short one thing type of movie. this would have to be a several part series in order to get the general population or whoever's watching it to get the viewer to understand what's all gone on. You would definitely have to break this down into numerous parts. But I do know these people are disgusting. These people are heartless, disgusting, arrogant idiots who really thought they had something to gain off of me. So instead of letting me live my life and build my life how I see fit, here all of these individuals are in the background targeting me with, as a whole, all these individuals with power who are using it maliciously to target me, injure me physically, and cause financial issues long term and wipe me out financially long term when I'm self-made, self-built, and they're not. They seem to think that it's funny to get together and operate on a bunch of delusions and criminally harass me long term, especially during the time I was in an extreme fight for my life. And I'm still permanently injured, physically very fragile, and in danger because I'm living right in the center of where some of these people work and operate out of. I'm directly in the center, and they're waiting to come back and falsely arrest me again. So that shit is sick. These people are fucking disgusting. It doesn't matter if you're grouping together, having your little private meetings, talking about this and that. Oh, what are we going to do about so-and-so? Oh, let's just throw so-and-so under the bus. No, you're all going down. You're all idiots. I know some of you are watching my videos. So it's going to be funny in the end because everybody's going to begin to be exposed. Whether I continue to release the videos and a random citizen ends up piecing it together and manages to blow everything apart, or the people at the top who already have some of the information end up blowing it apart, it doesn't matter. Because even if you get so-and-so to admit this or that, I still have the rest of the individuals by name and agency of who's been involved. So it's just absolutely absurd. What's all gone on? Who's involved? The amount of people involved? The amount of time and money lost? What's all come out of this? This is disgusting. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that real quick. I'm highly irritated about everything that's gone on in general. But I'm definitely not going to be stopping until every person is apprehended who's been involved every step of the way. Yeah, that's all I got to say. Thanks. Bye.